Let's take a look at this example. The length of a room is 2 meters less than 3 times the width. The area of the room is 96 meters square. We want to find the width of the room. So we're going to read the problem. We did that carefully. And then step number 2, we can always use the figure to draw them out. So you can take a look at the shape of the room here. And we have one hint here. We want to let x equal to the width of the room. I'm going to call this x. So the length would be 2 less than 3 times the width. That's what it says. The length of the room is 2 meters less than 3 times the width. So 3 times the width would be 3x. 2 less than that would be 3x minus 2. So first we write this in terms of one variable. And the area is equal to 96. So I have all the information to set up the equation now. Can somebody guess what the equation is? Those of you watching this live, anyone? What would be the equation, anyone? Anybody remember the formula for area? What's the formula for area? Area is equal to what? Very good. Area is equal to length times width. All right? So we just substitute what we know here. They're saying area is equal to 96. Okay, what's the length here? Length is 3x minus 2, right? What's the width? X. That's the equation we have to solve for x. Does that make sense? I have to get this into standard form, so I have to distribute this. So let's continue with this. So we write this as 96 equal to 3x minus 2 times x. And then what we need to do is to distribute. We get 3x squared minus 2x. We write it in standard form. And then the next step is to factor this. We factor 3x squared minus 2x minus 96. You can use the trial and error method. Again, if you have a problem with factoring, you need to go back and review the previous lectures on that, but we can spend a little time on this one. Here we have 3x squared. Again, we can put 3x and x here. 96. One possibility would be 6 and 16. Okay, if I put the 16 here and 6 here, you can see they give you 18x, 16x, and in order to get a minus 2 out of that, this must be minus, this must be plus, it would be plus, and it would be minus. So we factor this and let each of these be equal to 0. You notice that 3x plus 16 equals to 0, x will be equal to minus 16 over 3. Does that make sense? If the width or length of something would be a negative? No, that doesn't make sense, right? You want to have a positive quantity for length or width of something. So x minus 6 equal to 6, so that would be the acceptable solution, not this. So 6, don't forget you need to have a unit for this. The distance cannot be negative, so we reject the negative answer. The only possible solution is 6. The width of the room would be 6 meters. Again, don't forget to put a unit next to the number. And then we can check the answer. The length is 2 meters less than 3 times the width. The length is 3 times 6 minus 2 would be 16 meters. So the area is 6 times 16, 96, everything checks out. So that would be the answer. The small rocket is launched vertically upward from ground level with an initial velocity of 125 feet per second. Then its height in feet after t seconds It's saying that if air resistance is negligent, can be modeled by this function. So they're giving you h of t is equal to minus 16t squared plus 128t. This is given to us. How long will it take the rocket to reach a height of 256 feet? So, in other words, we want to let h of t equal to 256 and solve for t. So let's do that. H of t, this height, we want it to be 256, so we replace that with 256, and then we have a second order equation to solve for. It's not in standard form yet, but we can work that out. So that's all we have to do is just let h of t be equal to 256. That's also given to us. To get into standard form, we can subtract 256 from both sides of the equation, move everything to the right, or we can add 16t squared and subtract 128t from both sides of the equation and get everything to one side. It's better to move everything to the left here, so you get a positive coefficient for t squared and let it equal to 0. So we move everything to the left, and then as you see here, you can factor 16 out of these. So we see we can factor 16, we have 16 in common there. So if I factor 16 out, here would give me t squared minus 8t plus 16 equal to 0. Then if I divide both sides of the equation here by 16, that 16 gonna be gone. It's gonna be equal to 1. So you end up getting t squared minus 8t plus 16 equal to 0, where I can factor this. Now this is perfect square, but if you didn't see that, you can see that this is t and t. 16 would be 4 and 4. And then if both of these are minus, they give me that minus 8t. You can refer to my sessions on factoring. If you still have a problem with factoring, you get t minus 4 squared is equal to 0. So t minus 4 is equal to 0. So t is equal to 4. The rocket will reach a height of 256 feet in 4 seconds.